Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am glad to see you all. Let me introduce myself. I'm Sugilar and from UIN Sunan Gunung Jati Bandung, and my friend Hidin Dharmalasana, Perli Di Irwansa, Diansa Adilah Mailawati, Widodo, and Matika Rahmawati. This time I want to a presentation or research the title of LMS-Google Classroom Digital Platform between learning, readiness, and anxiety. Introduction or research. The one sentence is the presence of technology is not to make it difficult for user, but to provide convenience and efficiency of learning time. Students are not limited to space and time in learning, but for more focused learning, there need to be a teacher role and design. Readiness to apply and use of online learning must be carried out jointly between teacher, student, and the school involved. When learning online, unexpected obstacles often encountered. For example, a laptop hang, the gadget suddenly lag, or the signal is lost, insufficient quota, and other. The purposes of the study was to see the response of students learning mathematics online in terms of readiness and learning in situ. Step of research method, qualitative descriptive research method, and to collecting data, I share a questionnaire using Google Form, the survey model. Questionnaire given to student online via Google Form. And the research method in the form of the survey was given to 78 grade 10, grade 11, and grade 12 students at two high school in Bandung Regency. Okay, the result and the discussion. The application of Google Classroom, which is oftenly provided by Google in its implementation, is not without obstacle, but sometimes there are technical problems for both teacher and student. Generally, students are satisfied with the Google Classroom feature that are introduced in places where all the ratio are above average. The anxiety in the question is the fear of not being able to use the Google Classroom either by uploading material, preparing attendance list, responding to discussion, or checking answer to student assignment. The display on Google Classroom is easy to understand and use so that when using it, it is more friendly and doesn't feel confused. 47.1% can complete assignment faster using Google Classroom. They can learn anytime and anywhere. 56.7% answer agree that this give and answer the student benefit from learning with Google Classroom because of the easy of future and flexibility in learning time. Student view about making it easier for me to save material, document, and assignment. 70% answer agree and 8% strongly agree, and 64.7% have no difficulty in operating the Google Classroom. And as many as 68.2% of students stated the teacher provide mathematical material, and they step in online learning using Google Classroom. And 74.9% of students who must be trained to be more courageous in asking a question related to the material on question given, so that the student do not experience confusion. According to the student math assignment when learning online more than face-to-face learning, this is difficult for students. He said having to learn with material that is followed by a lot of tasks, and the most this is for student and anxiety because they are afraid of adding confusion and getting more and more cannot learning mathematics. As many as 67.5% of my students have experienced system failure when completing assignment using Classroom. There are several factors this happen. One of which is due to low signal, limited quota and time, and because you cannot afraid the Peter, it makes difficult to send answer to question. Is this a relation to the use of Google Classroom? 7 to percent of students disagree, and 14% of students disagree that mathematical learning outcome have increased with the consistency of Google Classroom. And I 3.4% students having difficult checking whether the assignment. Okay, the conclusion, the online learning platform using Google Classroom get a variety of student response. Of course, these responses does not make us all complacent when students respond positively to the use Google Classroom, but serve as motivation for teacher and student to for further improve learning outcome. The results show that 64.7% of students were ready to learn through LMS Google Classroom, but feel that 74.6% of students cannot learn mathematics. It is a small part of student anxiety about learning online. Okay, thank you very much. This is a strategy for developing insight for change inside presentation and reference or article. And thank you very much for your great attention. Thank you for listening, and thank you for attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.